Truth Orange. What thought came into your mind when I said that company's name? I bet the first thought you had was that it's a trap PSA from 2015, or any one of their youth pandering PSAs from the 2010s. That's the impression Truth left on most people, as a lot of people don't remember Truth's older anti-smoking PSAs that were released throughout the 2000s. For an example, just look at any YouTube video talking about Truth's PSAs, and all of the videos just talk about their recent PSAs. I understand why they do, because they aren't good PSAs in the slightest. But there has to be a reason why Truth is still around to this day, and we will find out that reason in this video. But before we get into Truth's rise and fall, I want to remind you all to please like the video if you enjoyed this video, and also consider subscribing, as I'm so close to 2,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. Also, I have a new Discord server. If you want to join that, links in the description, as you can talk to some awesome people and even vibe with me in the Discord server. Anyways, let's dive deep into the rise and fall of Truth. Truth is a company that started all the way back in April of 1998 in Florida. Originally, Truth was just an anti-tobacco campaign developed by the Florida Tobacco Program, which is a government-run program. Truth's first campaign was actually called the Florida Tobacco Pilot Program because the company came from the Florida Tobacco Program. Truth received $25 million to make this campaign work, and Truth ended up developing 33 PSAs, 7 billboards, 8 print ads and 4 posters during the runtime of the campaign. The company's PSAs around this time took a similar approach to the anti-drug PSAs of the time by making tobacco seem as addictive as doing any kind of illegal drugs, and that they damage your body. Truth also targeted the tobacco industry to make them seem predatory, manipulative, and only wanting financial gain. Basically just making tobacco and the tobacco industry seem like the worst evil on earth. The pilot program only ran until 2003 because funding for the program was getting less and less, even though the program showed to actually work by receiving positive results by seeing that tobacco use in teens is dropping. Now this is where Truth's history starts to get a bit confusing, but I will try and make it as simple as possible for you all. So there's the Truth campaign that we we're just talking about, and the actual company called Truth Initiative. What happened after the Florida campaign ended in 2003 is that the company took the campaign and made it a nationwide campaign instead of just keeping it to the respected state. Also, Truth Initiative was founded as a result of the tobacco settlement in 1999, where 46 American states sued the tobacco industry. The states were suing the tobacco industry and received billions from the lawsuit, which was the largest civil litigation settlement in the US history at the time. Then a few years after the settlement, Truth Initiative was looking for an anti-tobacco campaign to run, and Truth was the one the company took up in 2003. So now we know how the company came to be with its very weird history, so let's now cover the company's rise. I honestly believe that the rise started with Truth's first PSA in the 2000s being Body Bag. Sure, there were Truth PSAs before the year 2000s that weren't bad at all, don't get me wrong. But the company was just getting started with making anti-tobacco PSAs. Around the year 2000 is where they started making good PSAs. This is really where I think Truth's rise started, and it lasted all throughout the 2000s, as most of the PSAs that the company made during this time were effective and were mostly not trying to scare the audience. All of the PSAs were trying to tell people how bad smoking is or how bad the tobacco companies are. Good examples of this are PSAs such as Body Bag, the PSA I mentioned before, has people dump 1,200 body bags in front of a tobacco company's building to show them how many people die from tobacco a day. We Need More Hospital Beds has a bunch of people wheeling hospital beds to a hospital. The narrator comes in to talk to the viewer about how hospitals don't have enough beds to treat the people that get diseases from smoking. And the last one I'll mention is Singing Cowboy, which has 2 men sitting in front of a campfire in the middle of a busy road. The men sing a song about how you don't always die from tobacco and tell people how else tobacco can affect you. I'm going to be honest and say that there are some weird and strange PSAs during this time, especially like the Boom PSAs. These are absolutely wild and go for more of a comedic approach, but to be completely honest, I don't think they're that bad. Also, Truth actually ended up airing PSAs during the 38th Super Bowl in 2004, and these PSAs were the well-known Shards of Glass PSAs. Apparently this series of PSAs did quite well, and how did I know that? Well, the Shards of Glass website still works. How lucky am I? So the first Shards of Glass PSA was one of the Truth's most successful PSAs, And that's why the company made quite a few of them and even brought them back in 2010, still making fun of the tobacco companies. But soon the 2010s were among us, and the 2010s seemed to be doing well for Truth, as in 2011, Truth released, in my opinion, their best PSA, being Unsweetened Truth. The PSA follows a few hospital patients that have suffered the effects of smoking on a float that looks like the board game Candyland. They are singing a song about the flavors of tobacco, and then they ask why they make tobacco taste sweet. But of course, the fall of Truth soon comes. The fall of Truth was very rough. They basically jumped off a cliff, as at the peak of their fall, they were the public laughingstock. It all started in 2013 with a PSA called Ugly Truth, #VoteDoomsday. This PSA just plays out a doomsday scenario to connect to a statement that a tobacco company made in 1989, but it has the typical mid-2000s YouTube jump scare scream in the background and the most terrible looking visuals I've ever seen. All I can say is, what the fuck is this? But oh boy, this is where Truth starts to pander to the youth. See what I did there? The infamous It's a Trap PSA. Oh lord. I could say so much about how bad and terrible this PSA is, but I think everyone has talked about it by now. And I do believe that this PSA is the main culprit for why people see Truth as a really bad anti-smoking company and just as the laughingstock. But it is for good reason, as PSAs from the company all throughout the 2010s take this approach, such as Left Swipe That. The PSA is a song about left swiping smokers on Tinder, and I'm telling you now, it is probably more cringeworthy than the It's a Trap PSA. It is that bad. You can tell it's that bad since both PSAs aren't even on Truth's official YouTube channel anymore. They were both deleted not long after they were uploaded. But this is where Truth's fall peaked, and with all that covered, let's all dive into the current state of the company. Truth at the moment is still not in a good state. They're somehow still going and even released a PSA called Breath of Stress Air about a week ago from the time of me recording this. Also, don't worry, this PSA is not good, but it's not as bad as the 2015 Truth PSAs. At the moment, the company is mainly targeting vapes and is running a campaign called Depression Stick. They're really trying to push the message that vapes make people more depressed, even though there isn't much evidence pointing towards that conclusion. I've also noticed that Truth has been putting PSAs on TikTok trying to target teens, telling them not to smoke or vape. If you want to know more about that, go watch Eddie Burbach's video on it. He talks about a few of Truth's TikTok PSAs. It's a great video. I really think it's just unfortunate that a company that started off so well and seemed to be having a positive impact is actually making people want to smoke in spite of their PSAs. All I see in the comments, no matter what platform you watch Truth's PSAs on, is people not wanting to smoke before watching this PSA, and then they want to smoke out of spite because the PSA was so bad. I don't know if the company is going to realize that their approach on anti-tobacco and anti-vaping PSAs isn't the right approach at all. Which is unfortunate, as all it takes is a look in the comments to see that people don't like the approach that this company is taking. The best thing to do to push your message is to be honest and real with people watching your PSAs. Instead of trying to seem more cool and hip, just be more honest and down to earth and talk to the viewer like a normal human being. You did it so well in the past, but why can't you now? That was the rise and fall of Truth. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to give this video a like and also let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, please consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video as well, as I'm so close to 2,000 subscribers, which is absolutely mental, but it'd be insane if we hit that goal. And if you haven't yet, please check out my Discord. Once again, it is in my description. You get to talk to me as well as some amazing people on my server. You can talk about anything you like, by the way. But anyways, I shall see you all in the next video.